Hello, Steve White, Trickway89 for Steve Arts89, Star Trek's Gatekeeper. Please forgive my computer in the background. It's just working on something. I'm always working. There's a whole bunch of little Star Trek stories. I just sort of want to round them all up before we actually have the release of Star Trek Strange New Worlds tomorrow. So one sort of last little speculation. Now, the main sort of controversy, I guess, at the moment is the casting of Adrian Holmes as Captain April. Now, I don't have an issue with him being April. I mean, it clearly establishes that the show is a reboot because, the character was white and he's black. I don't have a problem with having more black actors and more diversity in the cast and the show. But you can't pretend it's a continuation of the original show when you're changing the race or sex of characters and stuff like that, because that's what a reboot is. So I just wish they'd acknowledged it's a reboot. But what I found funny was that the original writer, Fred Bronson, who wrote the episode The Counterclock Incident, which was the last episode of Season 2 in 1974, who he created Robert April for. He's also been mentioned in Discovery, so it is canon that he was the captain already. He points out, he's trying to sort of help by saying, I'm happy to finally see someone portray him, in person, But he does point out the fact that the character is younger than he's supposed to be, because the actor is 50-something and the character was 75. So they didn't just change the race, they also changed the age. So they've broken the character twice with canon. So how anyone can claim that this is continuity and not a reboot, I don't know. So that's my issue. Just acknowledge this is a reboot and just have fun with it, make the most of it. And don't try and tell fans that this is continuity and you're in the wrong somehow by being aware that it's actually not consistent, because that's really unfair on fans. Now, I know there are some racist fans who just will not be happy because he's black. I know that, because there are racist people out there in America everywhere. I get that. But there are other people who don't have that problem, but they are aware of the other issue. And pointing that out doesn't make them racist, but calling them racist does make you an idiot, basically. So we're getting a lot of that, like from people like Simply Rabby or whatever his name was, who was calling any fan who questioned the continuity issues as anti-fans, which is really offensive. But of course, he's just a troll trying to trigger people for attention, of course, as they do. What to next? Kurtzman was interviewed, and he said something interesting, because there's been talk for a while of a Picard movie or a Discovery movie, or them doing movies as well as TV. And he was asked if there was any talk of crossing the lines between movie and TV, or with the JJ universe and the TV universe. And he said no, they haven't talked about that at all with Paramount or CBS. So there you go. All those people talking about those rumours of movies, there's been no talk, not happening. So I'm glad he said that. Now, Paramount Plus is actually going to be launching June 22 in UK and Ireland on various different platforms like Apple and Amazon and Google and Roku and Samsung and a few other places, I think. So I'm happy for the people who are getting it in June 22, but that's still, 6 weeks away? So people waiting for Strange New Worlds in those areas are still going to be waiting 6 weeks. I have Paramount Plus available to me in Australia. I won't be watching it on there because I don't pay for them, because I am not giving Paramount any of my money out of protest. I haven't bought any Star Trek merchandise for about 4 years. And I used to buy a lot of merchandise, because that's just how you deal with them. You protest with your money and your voice. But other things coming up, like Strange New Worlds. We've got the name of the episode, of the first episode. It's actually called Strange New Worlds, and it seems to be all about number one going missing on a mission, and Pike is pulled back in to commanding the ship to go and rescue her. So that's why she's not on the ship in the first episode, because she's actually missing. That's why we see her on a planet, because she's gone down for some mission or something. So he basically stepped away from command after what happened in Discovery Season 2, and basically Captain April comes in the shuttle. So when you see the shuttle come in and Pike's on the horse, that's Captain April coming in. And he's played by, like I said before, Adrian Bronson, was it? No, that's the writer, Adrian Holmes. The writer's Fred Bronson. And he's actually the guy who's playing Uncle Phil on the drama version of Fresh Prince of Bel Air, which is called Bel Air. And I actually met him. I didn't realise I'd met him when he was here in Australia. And he wasn't very friendly. I had some issues with my opening my my autograph token thing, and they were about to go on break, and I said, look, just fine, I'll come back afterwards. I'll sort it out and I'll come back afterwards. I didn't end up coming back because I had to do something else, so I never got the autograph. But he just kind of gave me dirty looks, and I'm like, okay. So I don't know, that's all I know about him, other than that he's a very handsome man and quite hot in person, but he's wasn't very nice. So what else was there? Oh, the comics, of course, the Kid Detmer comic, where she's basically doing something with giant space penguins with red hair. That and issue 6 of the Mirror War. I don't know how they got up to issue 6 by now. It seems like that was just introduced a while ago. So that's happening. What else is there? Oh, Kurtzman, I know I'm all over the place. Kurtzman also was asked about whether there will be other, when he was asked about the movies, he was asked if there were going to be other like platforms that they would be exploring Star Trek on, like games or dramatic podcasts and stuff like that. And he said yes, dramatic podcasts, that could be happening. What else is there? Oh, they talked about the new Kirk that's in Strange New Worlds, and they actually confirmed that he's actually an officer on the Farragut, and he's a younger Kirk. It does seem to be in that time period where he is a younger Kirk. It's not a flash to the future or anything like that. He's younger than the Kirk that we're familiar with. He's more the age of the Kirk from the J.J. Abrams films. So they just wanted to tell a story about him as a younger Kirk and a different Kirk. So they're saying it's going to be a very different Kirk. And as soon as you see that headline, you think, oh God, why introduce a known character if you're just going to change them and make them different? And the point of doing it was to show him when he is already younger and different. So it's not about changing the character, it's showing them before they were the person that we know. So that's sort of different. So you sort of got the clickbait sort of title of different Kirk when it really is not. Yeah, and the other thing that was a little bit alarming, one of the showrunners, not Akiva Goldsman, I've forgotten his name, I didn't write it down, they were talking about the characters, and he talked about Chapel, who's noticeably different. And he said, well, you know what, we wanted to create contemporary characters that people, that could exist today, that people would relate to. He didn't want her to be like the Chapel in the series. And I'm like, well, we shouldn't be able to relate to these people because they're people from the future. They're evolved. They're better than us. They're further ahead than us. They're more advanced than us. We should look at them as aspirational figures with admiration, not relate to them. And that's part of the problem with this new Star Trek, is they're trying so hard to make it relatable to the general audience, just regular people, when they really should be giving them heroes to look up to and aspire to that are better than them, because that's what the original Star Trek did. And if you don't have an ego issue, if you're not an insecure person, you can look at people that are better than you and aspire to be like them and try and be better, instead of insecure, unintelligent people who get threatened by that. And that's what they're sort of pulling back a lot of the characters from, something that is going to threaten or intimidate less sophisticated, intelligent audience members who always found Star Trek to be kind of insulting and condescending. So that's a bit of an issue. That was a bit of a red alert alarm where I heard that. I thought, oh God, but it's sort of what we've been hearing the whole time about the new Star Trek is we want to make it relatable to general audiences, not actual Star Trek fans or serious science fiction fans. And that's the absolute wrong approach. It dilutes and diminishes the show, and it makes it less something that we really want to celebrate and hold on to, and more something for them just to consume and throw away, and not really, hold on to it and commit to it and so forth and buy merchandise. So yeah, I think that's everything. What else was there? I just have a whole bunch of little notes here, and I think I've covered everything. Yeah. So, one of the other things that was mentioned about Strange New Worlds, one of the criticisms is that the show is very much like the Orville. It's trying to be the Orville. It's copying the Orville. Now, I haven't seen it yet. I'll say that. I haven't seen any of it, of course. And it's hard to determine if it's copying, the Orville or not. I mean, we'll all know soon enough. But it does feel like that. It does feel like they're just trying to do that. But is that with good intentions? Because that's how the Orville was made, or are they copying the Orville, or are they just trying to be what Star Trek should be, which is what the Orville was trying to do? It's kind of hard to really get the intention of it, and also how that will be received by people, because, you know, the more episodes we see, the more we're going to understand, and more see how that is, you know, drawn out and so forth. But the overall consensus is, yes, it's returning to the original adventure, fun, themes and feeling that we got from the original series, which is good, because that's something Discovery and Picard definitely don't do. But I'm going to go, and hope I don't remember anything else, because I wanted to get all the little things I wanted to comment in one video and just get it done, and then just go wait for, and I did forget 2 things, damn it. Gates McFadden let it slip that she was in at least 6 episodes of Picard, because she was doing ADR for 6 episodes, which means either she's in 6 episodes and there were problems with the audio in all of them, or she's in all 10 or more than 6 and there are problems with 6 of them, because usually doing ADR is when there's problems, which often happens from filming on sets and sound stages and on location. Often actors have to do ADR, and a lot of people are speculating like, oh, this means that they're reshooting because the show is bad, so of course you have, you know, those bad faith Star Trek critics saying, oh, it must be bad, they must be reshooting, when they could just, you know, be finishing the series like normal. So yes, apparently they're into the 7th episode of the 2nd season, so 17 episodes, season 2, and that have been completed basically. So there was that. What was the other thing? There was something else that just jumped in my head and I just lost it. Damn. I do not want to end this video and then remember something I meant to talk about. I think I'm done. Damn. Yeah. Yep, that's it. That must be it. What else was there? There's something else. Damn it. Okay, I'm just going to have to go and add it into the next video. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of all of it, any of it. Yeah, I'm done. Bye.